Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we want to take a look at Scout Traveler SUV, and the Terra pickup truck that have retro charm, range options. The revived Scout brand revealed two body-on-frame off-roaders offered as EVs with claim of 350-mile range, or a plug-in hybrid with 500 plus miles of range. Scout Motors have unveiled a pair of production-intended concepts that preview the upcoming Traveler SUV and the Terra pickup truck. Both will offer two all-wheel drive powertrains, an EV with a claim of 350 miles range. Scout production is set to start in 2027 at a new factory in South Carolina with a target base price of $60,000. So it says here on Car and Driver, we've been eagerly anticipating the return of the Scout nameplate ever since Volkswagen announced it would revive the Monarcher. This is for a new EV-based company, specifically to target the American market. Now, while it will be another few years before the Scout actually hits the road, we finally have some concrete details on what to expect. As the resurrected brand has revealed two production-intended concepts, the 2028 Scout Traveler SUV and the Terra pickup truck. Sharp design. Scout says its priority was to honor the spirit of original Scout, which was amongst the first mainstream SUVs, and was sold by international harvesters from 1961 to 1980. So ladies and gents, this is what the Scout vehicles look like. It is a very interesting step for Volkswagen. It's an interesting step for a number of reasons, of course. Not the least, you got to remember, Volkswagen recently announced a partnership with Rivian. Their partnership is to develop new electric platforms and software, and to share these patterns and share these systems with each other. And VW is investing approximately overall $5 billion into Rivian. Now, we've always known, even Rivian is known for the past few years now, that VW intends to start or restart the Scout brand. And the Scout brand vehicles, they are very similar to Rivian vehicles in what they offer and in looks as well. Essentially, they're sort of like bringing back retro kind of feeling. And this is quietly becoming common right now, especially with electric vehicles. Now, even the interior, you can say it's similar to Rivian. And that's just the way the market is going. That is simply where the market is going. So we've known for some time that Volkswagen is creating a competitive brand towards Rivian and its Scouts. And Rivian has known this as well. So going into the partnership, they knew that Volkswagen is working on Scouts, a competitive brand. And to be honest, it doesn't look too bad. Actually, this looks rather interesting. This looks rather interesting. They're adventurous vehicles. And you can see even the pickup truck in the background, you can't deny there is a lot of similarities with Rivian, but Rivian has been incredibly successful. The only limiting factors is funding for Rivian. So with VW coming in with their own brand, it's going to get incredibly competitive. And, this is not necessarily a bad thing. Competition is good. And especially the interior of these vehicles, they actually look rather nice. And I think Rivian really gave Scout a lot of ideas. I think a lot of these design influences and ideas, you can see the similarities with Rivian, no doubt. I'm not saying it's the absolute same, I wouldn't say that, but there are those similarities. It's not a bad thing, but you can look at these vehicles and you can clearly tell it's an adventure vehicle. It's built to be robust and outside in the hills doing adventurous stuff. It's like it's a utility vehicle at its most. Everything on this vehicle is built for towing, pulling, pushing, lifting, carrying. Wow, the lights actually looks quite good. They're trying to create their own iconic lights. The Scout logo is actually quite nice. It's this old classic kind of thing that they're really bringing back, but in such a nice way. Look at these door handles with lights inside of them. It's just these little design influences that could be really impactful. And given that Volkswagen is the one spearheading this company, the Scout company, Volkswagen has all the funding to make this company successful. And to couple with that, they will now possibly use the Rivian software to accomplish this. This is actually very interesting strategy by Volkswagen, but also a very interesting strategy by Rivian. Who will benefit more? We don't know. But I've always said the deal between Volkswagen and Rivian, I've always said it's a little bit cheap For what Rivian is offering Volkswagen, for the benefit that could provide to Volkswagen, I think Rivian should have demanded at least 10 billion, not 5 billion, 10 billion minimum at least. You're sharing electric vehicle platforms, or you're going to be developing new electric vehicle platforms jointly and software. Now, will it be the Rivian software, or will it just be similar to the Rivian software? Rivian has the expertise, and these are the expertise that Volkswagen needs. Volkswagen is a German company. They're used to building vehicles with engines. They're used to building, they're engine manufacturers. They're ICE vehicles, combustion vehicle. That's their expertise. Electric vehicles are not really their expertise. In fact, a lot of these companies, they don't even want to make electric vehicles. Porsche, Audi, Volkswagen, do you think they want to make electric vehicles? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Mercedes, do you think they want to make electric vehicles? Absolutely not. VW is one of the early ones making hybrids and electric vehicles along with Tesla, but BMW was just, BMW never took it serious. They never took it serious. If they did take it serious, they would be able to outcompete Tesla today. But they didn't take it serious 10 years ago. They were just doing it as like a pet project. And what you see with these brands is that they don't really want to create electric vehicles. It's kind of like the world is changing and they're being forced to change with it. They're being forced to adapt. That's what you're really seeing happening. It's not that they want to make electric vehicles. So because they don't want to make electric vehicles, it's not in their nature. That is ugly. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this thing. The top of, oh my goodness, that is ugly. I hope they change that. That's ugly. You could hit your head. You could hit your head right there. That is ugly. That doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me. I'm not sold anymore. That does not work for me. Oh my goodness, what is that? That does not work for me. Come on now. That does not work for me. Everything else looks all right. It looks good. The design choices are actually, they're really nice. Really nice design choices. Except for the front trunk, except for that hood that just hangs there. What's it doing there? Why did they leave it attached to the front of the car? That's just so weird. Oh my goodness, that's a bad choice. I believe so. We got some images to share of the pickup truck as well. Very very similar in design to the SUV. Very similar in design, and it's called Terra, like terraforming, I guess. This is what it looks like. This is honestly what it looks like. Not bad at all. It looks good. It looks good. There are the similarities with Rivian. There are definitely similarities with Rivian, no doubt. Okay, that's a lot of similarities with Rivian. There's a lot of similarities with Rivian, no doubt. But we knew this was going to happen. We knew this was inevitable. So from the moment we saw the sketch of these vehicles, of what they were doing, we knew they were going to be similar to Rivian, no doubt. I want to see if the front trunk is a different design. That's what I really want to see, but it's not there. Can't find it. That's okay. That's okay. Apart from that, they look good. They looked all right. I think they'll do it particularly well. Especially these cars are targeting the American market. I think it's going to do particularly well. No doubt about that. No doubt. The SUV segment, the SUV market is only growing. But you got to admit, it's nothing quite like a Rivian, is there? It's nothing quite like a Rivian, is there? Come on now. You got to admit, Rivian does take the cake in design overall. But Scout will do very well because it's got a bit more, it's got a different feel to it. It's got a more aggressive look to it. It's got a more retro look to it. And people might like that, People might like that. Not everyone is going to want to buy a Cybertruck or a Rivian or even a Ford F-150. Not everyone's going to want the Lightning, Some people are going to want something a little bit different, like a Scout. Some people will. But that's mostly it on these vehicles, Just let me know what you think about my thoughts, what I've had to say. What do you think about these vehicles? Like they said, South Carolina is where they're going to be building these vehicles. Both Scouts models are designed and engineered in Michigan and will be assembled at a new factory near Columbia, South Carolina, with the company saying it will create over 4,000 jobs. Production is set to begin in 2027. That's going to be fascinating to watch. Still a few years out, but it'll be fascinating to watch. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in our next video.